I'm interviewing my dad, George Furtado, and let's get to it again. Interview question number 1. Is there a single person or event that you feel has most significantly impacted your life? If so, who/what was it, and how did they impact you?
A single person
Mm-hmm.
most impacted my life. I would say Mr. Antonio Faria, who was my landlord when I moved to Toronto 22 years ago. And we lived in a flat downtown, so we shared his house. We went in from the same door. We lived upstairs, but we didn't actually have our own door, right? So we were always in the same space, basically. But Mr. Antonio, I believe he had a big impact on me just from his generosity. He was a great, great person. Always in a good mood, good spirit. He had 4 kids, and he had a good, nice family. And he was just a great father figure at that time for me. And being a young man in a big city, everything was different and a lot of changes for us. And I think he helped me a lot. I remember many conversations I had with him. And I think, he taught me a lot.
What would you say is the biggest way he impacted you in your life today?
Biggest way he impacted me, probably in the way I'm a father. I think he showed me the way you should be with your family, the way you should care for your family. He was a very caring person, and I think he just had the right attitude, and I think it kind of transferred a lot into the way I am today. So I believe I would say that's what impacted, or what he taught me the most, was just the way he was, an example, right? A very good example for me.
Okay. Number 2. How do you feel life was different for you growing up than it is for teenagers today?
Completely different. From back then to today, I mean, we didn't have a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have social media. We didn't have so much technology. So it was very different. I think we had more time with our friends where we would communicate more, just talking and spending time with people in present time, and more awareness of what's going on with the people around you versus people all over the world that you guys are kind of subjected to with all this social media and all this technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main differences, where we were more in the moment.
So you think time was spent more quality time was spent?
Oh yeah, more quality time. I can give you like examples. Let's say if we would go to a concert when I was a young adult, and go to a concert for a group that we liked, and where you're really enjoying the concert, the music, the event, everything, that experience, you would be living it differently than today, where everyone has their cell phone and is either trying to do a video of themselves to share, and then they're like uploading the video, sharing it to their friends, or doing a live stream, and maybe not enjoying the moment as much, versus just trying to share their experience with others at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, look at me, I'm at this concert, and we were at the concert. We didn't have to let people know, we were just enjoying
The
the show.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think teenagers are better off today than you were as a teenager? If so, why or why not?
If they're better off today,
Mm-hmm.
I would say absolutely better off because it's easier. I think it's, you guys have it easier than we did.
So you say better off in the way of easier, but do you think better off in the way of like life, just in general, like?
No, I think I wouldn't trade the time I spent my youth. I wouldn't trade it for today. I think I preferred the way we lived, especially my teenage years and young adult years. I wouldn't trade that for today. No, I think we had it. You guys have it easier. We had it better.
Mm. Yeah. Why do you think we have it easier?
Why? Well, I think in general, you guys have more access to everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when anything that I wanted, especially like my friends, my surrounding, most of our entourage were children of immigrants,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we were less privileged, so we had basically anything that we wanted in terms of whether it be a video game or going out with friends and going to a restaurant. Well, we had to find the means, so you would have to have a little job on the side, whether it be riding a bicycle to deliver groceries. At that time, we would deliver groceries to older people. They would call in their groceries at the store and we would deliver it.
Mm-hmm.
But you would find anything to come up with a little bit of money and save it up so that you can do certain things. Where I think nowadays the children have it a bit easier, where people have more means to help out the kids, and it's kind of like a little bit of luxuries, right, that you guys have.
Mm-hmm. Number 4. What are some important life lessons you learned growing up?
Some important life lessons growing up. Probably I would say being thoughtful of others. I would say it's probably the one of the biggest one, especially coming from my mom and my dad in our family and our surrounding families, cousins and uncles, and where, you know, let's say you would be at a house, you would go over someone's house, or people would come over to your house. I could give you an example. If you had like 4 or 5 kids, and there would be 3 popsicles in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my mom, she would never offer or give if there wasn't enough for everyone.
Yeah.
So we always had to be thoughtful, and we were taught that you have to think about others first, right? So if you don't have enough to share and give to all, you give to no one, because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You don't know how a kid's gonna react to not having something, or how they're gonna feel left out. They're gonna feel like, right? It's just something that we were very aware of, especially with our parents. They would make us aware of that.
So, you would say that just the main lesson, just kindness to everyone?
Kindness, thoughtfulness, not and being unselfish.
Okay.
I think that's very important, and you know, the way it was transferred to us, I think I carry that along, and I believe it's a good trait to have.
That's good. Number 5. What is one piece of advice you would like to give to me?
Other than go to bed earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be the first piece of advice. Second piece of advice, I would say probably similar to what we just talked about,
Mm-hmm.
where you should always be aware of others and think about other people and treat them the way you want to be treated. Because I think if you treat people in that fashion, you receive it back.
Yeah.
If you're kind, you will get kindness back. And being happy and being thoughtful, right? And that comes from any example in life. That could be from your school life, your family, you with your brother, your sister, or even just now you're a young driver just on the road. And, if you are driving a vehicle, if you're thoughtful, if you think about others, it's going to help you. Because if you don't, I think it will be the opposite, right?
Yeah.
You always have to be aware of people and think how they feel before you have some actions towards them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. So now it's my personal questions. Number 1. If technology that we have today, when you were a teenager, just randomly came in one day randomly,
Mm-hmm.
you one day it didn't have it, you wake up the next morning, all this technology is in the world.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think your life would be? Do you think it would be better or worse? And do you think that it would change who you would become?
From one day to the next, it
Yeah.
would be chaos.
Yeah.
I think it would be absolutely worse. I think it would be too much to handle at once. And you say if it would be changed the life for better or worse?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it would be worse, right? Because I can give you examples as well where, as a kid, we didn't have any technology.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest piece of technology we had was a pager.
Yeah.
It's a pager.
Yeah.
So you wear that and it would buzz and you would see, oh, my mom's calling. And you had to make sure you would find a quarter, run to a payphone, call your mom, find out what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically, and maybe the PS1 when it came out, right? And you would play some video games with our friends. But other than that, we weren't surrounded with the constant communication through social media or through text messaging. And I think it's too much time spent on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that we had better communication with people because we were with them, but communicating with the people around you and not communicating with all these. Some are real, some could be fictional, but people on the web that you are constantly in interaction with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had maybe a smaller group of people, but we were, the communication was different. And I think it was better the way we had it.
Yeah.
So I don't see how it would be better. How it would make things better. I don't think it would make things better. The only thing about it, maybe some stuff like banking and there's certain things in life now that we can't do without.
Yeah.
Right? But I think life was pretty good before.
So you think the fact that not everything was just at your hands with the phone, the communication, the seeing what's going on around the world. Do you think that fact was what made your teenagers so good?
I think so. I think because, like I said, it's the communication.
Mm-hmm.
Communicating with people, real people around you. Even nowadays, you could see in the workforce, where someone is on their phone, even though they're at work, but that time that they're spending, if they would verify, oh, how much screen time did I get throughout my work day? But that's time that would have been spent doing other stuff, even if it's communicating with your fellow coworkers. So I think you're losing out in that aspect of the people around you versus people on the web or people around you that are in the social media or whatever network you want to call it. Or
Yeah. Okay. My second question is, if you could go back to your 16-year-old self
mm-hmm.
and give him a piece of life advice outside of the ones you just gave me, just to you in your life,
specifically
your
to me.
path,
Mm-hmm.
what would you change?
Something
What
I
would you tell them?
tell myself,
Mm-hmm.
probably to finish all your education before getting into the workforce.
Yeah.
Because see, myself, I went in without completely finishing the education for my work. So I believe it took me longer. So it took me longer to reach the point where I wanted to be at.
Yeah.
Versus if I would have taken the time prior to starting, I would reach those goals quicker, I believe. So I think it's important to, once you kind of decide on your path, make sure you have all the tools necessary to enter and move quicker, get to your certain goals that you want faster. And I think that's important. And that's something I would have told myself, because it probably would have helped me along the way, even though I'm doing fine and I do enjoy my work a lot. And but that's something I would have told myself for sure.
Yeah, that's big. So like, think that if you finish your education, that like, use your time more effectively, you could have been at a different state in your career today.
Well, faster. No,
Just
like
get to where you are faster.
yeah. I mean, now Dad's been doing the same career right now for what, 27 years.
Yeah.
You know?
So just
I'm
get
not
to that
saying right
point.
now,
Yeah.
but I mean at the beginning of my career.
Yeah.
Right.
So final question. How would you say authority and like rules and like laws, stuff like that, is different from when you were a teenager compared to now?
Authority, rules, and I think we probably had it a little bit tougher than you guys have it now. Going from parenting, our parents were always a bit more tough with us, to employers, to people in general that were at a higher level. We could say a level for whatever it is, but someone that's above you, they would probably be a bit tougher with the people.
Yeah.
And I think that's changed along the years, where everyone is kind of more aware of people. I don't think it's bad the way it's changed. I think it's good. But also, let's say, for me and my experiences would be more like you would have, let's say, an employer, and you would get to work late, but they would raise their voice and they would make sure, like, you understand that they don't accept that, right? Where nowadays, I don't think that's so common. It could be maybe a text message, like a written message, a warning. But I think before people were more stern.
You think that's better or worse? You think that like helps
is it better or
build-
worse?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. For
Certain
me, I would say
scenarios.
it's probably better.
Have more
But I
authority.
understand how it is right now. I
Yeah.
understand because some people would have to be reminded because they would kind of step the boundaries and kind of, not be within normal regulations of what they should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it would become abusive. So I strongly think that now it's less abusive.
Yeah.
But again, you get thicker skin when you go through stuff like that.
So you think like having like a set like authority, like you follow that authority, like
You have to
and it's
follow
really
the rules.
strict and
Yeah.
you follow it, you think having something like that is better than having something where it's like, oh, you're on your own timing.
I prefer the strictness.
The strictness.
Yeah. I prefer having rules, set rules, everyone equal.
Mm-hmm.
You have to deal with people the same way, not have favoritisms, stuff like
Yeah.
that. But nowadays, I know there's rules and there's everything's still similar,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they're implemented as much. I think people are more lenient nowadays
Yeah.
with the rules and authority. You know, like bosses have changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When I was young, a boss was like, oh, it's the boss.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the boss is,
So you think the level of authority has gone downwards
I would say, downwards. Absolutely.
as time moved on.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's easier.
Okay,
Is that the last question?
that's the last one.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. That's the end of our interview. And we're gonna cut it there.
Great.